Hi everybody, my name is Kiara. I am a native New Yorker who lives in Northwest Arkansas. I am a mom, I'm a wife. I have a special needs son that you might hear yipping and other stuff in the background. My house is very noisy right now. So it is Monday, February 9th, 2026, and this is my weekly update. And when I get into my weekly update, first I wanted to say thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for all the comments. I want to say especially thank you to anybody who gives me any tips about making videos that are a little bit better. I truly appreciate them, and I'm writing down notes so that when I do them, I can do things differently. So thank you so much. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm so happy you're here. So my weekly update. This was my list for last week. I did everything but cut out fat quarters by the dozen, which is great because I did something else. I actually have a finish, and I am going to put a picture of the whole thing at the end because there's really not enough room here to show this because this quilt is really rather large, but this is my fat quarters by the dozen, and I use Denim and Daisies by Joanna Figueroa. I love it. I love how it came out. I have a background here that I was going to save for something else, but I might use it on this. So yay, that's done. And I promise there will be a picture of it at the end of it laying out. I did week 2 of the Riley Blake Designs Challenge. So I have to do weeks 3, 4, and 5. So that's okay. And then I did month 3 of Among the Stars. Here's my first block. And here is my second block. So now I have months 1 through 3 done. Every month you make a different number of blocks. So the next one, it will be month 4. I don't know when I'm going to get to that one, but these will be the 2 blocks I'm making. And this is the version of the quilt. This is a really old block of the month from Fat Quarter Shop. I think it uses Among the Stars from are Among the Stars quilts are shown for Christmas morning. Oh, Pumpkins and Blooms. And I believe Pumpkins and Blooms was a Joanna Figueroa fabric. Christmas morning. That's Layla Motif. We'll tell you what this is. Pumpkins and Blooms is Fig Tree, Joanna Figueroa. So this is the quilt I'm making. So there's that. So it's time to get into what I'm planning for the next week. And I need to do one, I'm going to cut and sew week 2 of Fat Quarters by the dozen because week 3 comes out on Sunday. So I want to get that done. They're every 2 weeks, so it's not that bad. 2, cut and sew Riley Blake Design Challenge week 3. Okay. I need to decide on my next whip that I want to work to finish, and I've come down to 2. And in a way, I kind of think I might work on both. And then I'm going to have another new start, but that's another big one. So the first one I would like to work on is Stardust from, it was last year's Make-A-Wish quilt from Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, I don't have a picture. Let's see if I can give you the picture at the end. Yeah. Okay. This is it. This is what it'll look like. And I have month 1 done. I have the first round, and here it is. Here it is. It goes like this. So that one's done. So I think what I'm going to do this week is And all my fabric is starched. Okay, all my fabric is starched. I think that I'm going to work on this week on this one. We're going to put Stardust round 2. Round 2, which means that what I'm going to be doing is okay, so I have this done, so I'm going to be doing this piece. So that's what we're going to do for that. Then, I have a lot of sew-alongs going on right now, and they all started at the same time. This one from the Celebrate Quilts is a patriotic one. And, my other whip I'm going to work on, my work in progress that I'm going to work on, is Designer Mystery 2024. I have cut out all of the flowers. Let me see if I can get a better picture of them. Yeah, so I'm going to make all of these flower units. Okay, I'm not going to get them all this week, but let's say, how many do we have to make? We have to make 8. So let's say we're going to make 8. Actually, we're going to make 4. Make 4 flower units for DSM 24 finishing. That way we can keep moving our things along. Also, I have money off on long arm quilting, so I may take that one that I have to use by July 31st, so I really like that one done. Okay, so the next thing is we're making this quilt for an America 250 quilt, Peppermint Rose. So my goal, by May, I have to make 12 blocks, 12 3-inch blocks. So the first one we have to do is page 4, the aircraft block. Okay. And that's it. And we're going to make that in a 3-inch. So I am going to make 2, I am going to cut out and make 2 aircraft blocks. Two aircraft blocks. And that is where we are going to cap the list. If I do more, which I may do because I am off on Friday, but I have a DAR meeting for my executive board. So I don't want to overextend myself. Also, the Daytona 500 is on Sunday. We watch a lot of racing in my house, so we're going to leave it. But I think 5 doable things, because like the fat quarters by the dozen is not going to take me that long. If I decide to pull something else in, I may decide to do block 4 of my Riley Blake design challenge. So that's where I am, and I don't want to overdo anything. I also need to figure out how to start catching up on my Designer Mystery 2025. But we'll talk about that another day. I have no shopping done. Yay, I did really good with that. I have a couple things in my cart at Fat Quarter Shop I'm trying to do. But part of the reason I didn't do the Fat Quarter by the dozen is I decided to finish the Jolly Bar 5 sampler instead. So it's all good. And let me go. My dinner's beeping. But I will also insert the picture of the finished quilt at the end. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.